kind of in a unique situation here. I want to kind of quickly skim through that just because you are a beginner here, where you, at the time of the form, had only been playing for a week or so. And so I imagine you're like, what, week 3 now? Something like that?
Yeah, about that. Sounds
Yeah,
about right.
okay. So that's awesome. Good stuff. I want to get advice early on so that I'm set in the right direction and bad habits don't sink too deep. I played a long time ago when I was younger. And then now I'm kind of coming in from being a high-ranked player in Minecraft, Roblox, chess, generally lack awareness and miss details. At the time of the form, you were gold 5. I would imagine that's probably dropped. Is that the case?
No, I peaked at plat 3.
Oh my
at 4
gosh,
now.
you're a freak of nature. Incredible. Okay, good stuff. What's your hero pool been looking like right now?
So I've just been continuing playing Wuyang. Been
Okay.
getting on really well
Sure.
with him.
Sure.
Pretty much just that.
Yeah, totally fine. I think anything that demands mechanical attention is going to be a good one to pick up because mechanics are transferable. Just getting comfortable with moving your mouse, even if they're not one-to-one. So that's awesome. And then the other thing I would say is like this is more of a long-term thing, but I really do encourage you to keep experimenting with different characters and just like quick play. Because for me personally, I really didn't find the characters that I enjoyed the most until I was like over a year into the game because I didn't experiment as much in the first couple of months, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
So it's not really like a competitive thing I'm encouraging you to do. It's just more like a fun thing. Just keep playing, try different things. But I do think that it's worth grinding a character in rank. The good news is that if you get like, let's say you're wooing to like high plat, low diamond, whatever, and you're like, actually, this Genji guy is really fun. I'm gonna be a Genji player. You will be
Right.
worse on Genji. However, the second time that you learn a character, it's faster usually than the first. And the third's faster than the second, and the fourth faster than basically, you start to learn the systems of the game. Mechanics do transfer over. You learn fundamentals. You learn how spacing works. So don't feel scared of like, okay, I've locked into Wuyang for the rest of my career. That's not at all the case. So you'll be fine.
Right, okay, that makes sense.
Do you have any questions about training routine, training schedule? Because you do have some experience on being competitive elsewhere, so you probably have an idea of kind of what you're aiming for. But do you have any questions before we move on?
Yeah, I was wondering how effective Baxter is with Wuyang. I know it's good for a lot of heroes, but with Wuyang it's maybe a bit different.
It's effective, but it's more about the question of how effective is Vaxa for the game, period. And I would say it's mixed bag. It's fine as a warm-up. I am skeptical of it as an aim training program because it's just boring.
Okay, sure.
And then you also start to memorize the movement patterns of the characters that you're playing versus because they are scripted. And so it's not great. So I would say
Right,
definitely use it as a warm-up consistently, anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes, depending on what you want to go for. I generally aim for shorter. But if you really want to grind mechanics and work on your aim, you just need to play ranked more. So,
Okay, sure.
and we can talk about how to accelerate that. Like I think it's definitely worth being deliberately focusing on your mechanics that's all you're focusing on during a game, like 30-40% of your games. Totally fine. Totally
Okay,
fine.
yeah.
Yep. Don't shy away from like, oh, I have to work on my game sense or cooldowns. Just working your mechanics for a percentage of games. Totally fine.
Sure.
Your mechanics have not been a bottleneck other than Wuyang, so that's good. Decent amount of experience with aiming in other games. Understanding is your main bottleneck, and then a little bit of awareness, which makes sense because you're not used to sound cues, you're not used to visual cues, so it's going to take some time to learn. Let's talk about your understanding briefly, and then let's jump into the replay code. So from what you understand, obviously without looking at the replay code, where do you feel like you lack understanding?
I feel like that.
Do you even know?
No, I mean it's hard to pinpoint
Sure.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. What we can do then is we can just basically look at the code and be like, you should be doing this. And you go, wait, why? And I will go, understanding. And then we can talk about that if that works for you.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Do you have a replay code? Do you know how to share replay codes?
Yeah, I got a replay code here.
Love that.
It was a very close game on Kings Row. Pretty long game as well.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about Wuyang that may have come up that now would be a good time to go over?
Yeah, so I see some YouTubers saying that with Wuyang's primary fire, you should not be like trying to hold it down and aiming, and should just be trying to get like the maximum like force out of your primary fire just by like spamming it as much as possible.
Yeah.
And then I see some people like really like aiming with it and taking their time with it. Was just wondering what your thoughts were on that.
Yeah, so the first rule of thumb is that you generally want to slow down your rate of fire with every character in the game, without exception. Even characters that benefit more from spamming. Let me give you an example. Junkrat is more of a spamming character that benefits from higher rate of fire, of course. But when you're learning Junkrat, certainly when you're practicing your primary fire mechanics, you need to slow things down to allow yourself to give more deliberate thought to your aim, even if it means that your overall output of pressure is lower. It's just a good learning tool, period, for every character. Does that make sense?
Okay, sure.
So even if technically your output is better with spamming, you still need to be practicing your aim, at least some games when you want to work on it, so that you can really allow yourself the attention that it needs. Now, I'm going to go one step further, though, because with Wuyang, the rate of fire spamming down main is not really the selling point of the character. Zenyatta is a much better example of a character that benefits more from spamming, because with Wuyang, you can be incredibly precise with your shots, and oftentimes, due to the nature of the character's range, you do need to be precise to hit your shots most of the time. So I think in no world would I ever recommend leaning more into spamming brainlessly. There are certain situations where it's okay. Like, for example, if we were to flip the script here, you're on defense, the enemy team is walking through the choke. Maybe it's like getting that full charge and just like launching at max spam, right? But I remember when this was kind of talked about earlier on with his release, like the first day, oh, you can min-max the thing. But the reality is that nobody should be doing that, almost without exception. There's some circumstances it's okay, but basically 99% of the time, the answer is no. Anybody who tells you otherwise is wrong.
Right, okay.
Yep. I mean, this is a great example right now. You could be spamming right down this choke brainlessly to break turret, sure. But you know where this Torb's going to go if he gets shot, right? Where's he going to move to?
He's going to move to my left behind cover.
Correct. So you need to go aim that, and because it's such, what is it, like 40 meters here? It's going to take 35 meters. It's going to take a lot of deliberate effort for you to get the timing of the curve right such that you hit him on his way out. You get what I'm saying? So sure, if we're breaking turret, but you need to freaking hit that, and you see it right there, what did you do? You hit the front load. Mm-hmm. Now, is that because you're bad mechanically? No, it's fine. It's not easy, but this is why it's so important. He went exactly where he predicted, and as predicted, you missed the shot. So you have to give it your full attention. Not in every game. 30-40% of your games you should, though. Okay. Okay. Sure. That was a little better. Good. So, in terms of angles, the way that Overwatch works is crossfire. I don't know how many other shooters that you've played, but basically approaching pressure from multiple different lanes so that you can deny cover, if that makes sense. The way that you do that with Wuyang is you're generally going to favor stuff with a little bit more range simply because you're a little bit more fragile and your primary fire has good range. So what I mean by that is sweet spot 15, 20, 25, 25, 30 meters. Depends on the character, of course, but more of a longer range. If you find that your team is all grouped up and nobody is taking an angle, it is your responsibility on every character, whether that's DPS support or tank, to take an off angle by yourself if you need to. So, for example, right now, if my entire team was here, where would you want to off angle?
To the right behind.
Correct. So you would move here, compromising some of your healing output to apply pressure from the right. That is worth doing. Now, if you find that your teammates are taking angles, especially one of your supports, let's say your Moira's DPSing or going with your Sojourn or whatever else, right? Then main is an angle because you have the pinch. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the first thing that you're looking for with positioning is, do I have an angle? It's like, where's my team? Or do I have a bit of an off angle? And then the second thing is, do I have cover? And then once you do that, you're totally fine. So right now, looking at our situation right now, I'm immediately concerned. Why?
Well, I see that the Sojourn's taking an off angle.
Yes,
so
correct.
I'm not entirely sure what the concern
All right.
is. Yeah.
So this is the understanding gap, right? Because you're correct. You're like, well, wait, you just said that an angle is all we need. But the difference is that you generally want supports split most of the time. Because your healing here, I would not say is redundant, but that is a lot of resources going into a diva. And then there's no resources going into the Sojourn. Whereas you can have your cake and eat it too. You can be with your diva, Moira helps Sojourn. Or you can help your Sojourn and Moira helps diva. You understand what I'm saying? And in fact, for you with a mobility cooldown, going here is even like wider, greedier, so to speak, is fine because you're not going to get pushed. You have your shift, right? You have your wave. But here, what are you going to do with your wave here?
I've used my wave on the Diva.
Well, sorry, your current, your movement cooldown.
My current, right? Yeah, it's not gonna be
right
inside here.
So the way to use mobility is that it is your responsibility to make it be to where I might need to use it. If you're looking at a situation, you're like, I don't think I'm gonna really use my mobility, then you're probably mispositioned. Because other characters that don't have mobility put in this exact same situation will do more than you. AKA BAP, AKA Ana, AKA Zenyatta. Your utility is your mobility, which requires you to take more aggressive, by aggressive I mean wider, more lateral, left or right, angles, because you might bait the enemy team into thinking that I'm punishable, and then you just run away and waste your time. So right now, we're not on an angle to help our DPS. We're not in an angle, even if our DPS wasn't there. We're stacked with the support, and it's even worse because we have the mobility to allow us to do that. So right now, I like your attention right now on your damage. This is really good. However, I would like this attention to be placed elsewhere. And it's really getting bad now because now both of your DPS are trying to fight on right, and we're still stacking with our tank. Make sense?
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Now, the reason that you're doing that is because your attention's being put on your primary fire, which is good. So what I would challenge you to do, this is why some games you got to work on your angles, some games you got to work on your primary fire. Make sense? Allow yourself to develop your autopilot, I suppose. But right now, your DPS aren't really doing anything, which is why your tank is taking so much damage, and the reason they're not doing anything is they're not being supported. Good shots. I mean, really beyond that, I don't have a lot of criticisms because you are using your primary fire, and I even like your target priority. You see tank, but there's also people standing in the open, and sure, it's slightly harder, but if you hit, let's say, 2/3 of your shots on squishies, and you hit 90% of your shots on a tank that's full HP, this is going to be more pressure, right? Even if they're harder to hit. They're proportionally just going to force more cooldowns. So I have no criticisms of how you're using your shots. I don't even necessarily mind you using your wave here, but this fight has been lost because there has been zero help from an angle, basically. That's it.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah. Even you dying here because you're trying to contribute something, you're trying to use your mobility to go forward. I mean, you just DPS have no help. They have no help, and they've done very little as a result. I mean, look at your Hanzo's ult charge, right? Look at your Sojourn's ult charge. Every time they take an angle, a pocket of DPS shoots them, and then they have to leave, and they shoot the hero.
Okay.
So don't worry about, oh no, I'm not healing. No, you're good. You're doing fine. Good use of your primary fire. Both turrets destroyed. We love that. Now the Hanzo gets the angle. He does it without any help too, which is awesome. Now where's your angle? See, this is where it gets really important. Right? But what if you went left?
Yeah, that makes sense. As
it's scary though. Why? Think about your range. Think about your health. Look at what's here, right? You didn't know this, but let's just kind of like look back in hindsight here.
Right, yeah. It's close range to the
Close range? Is that always bad? Well, no. But I would like to have what? If I'm going to be getting my hands dirty, what do I need? Resource-wise.
I need my mobility cooldown. And
you need your ability. Probably both. Probably both, right? And look what you have.
Right, okay.
So I'm not saying that you have to go here. I'm not even saying that you should go here. But if you did, it might work because you have your quote-unquote close range cooldowns.
Sure.
Otherwise, you could go here, go more damage, and just use your cooldowns this way instead. It's fine. Mm-hmm. But we do need to swing wide. And as you can see, a lot of your problems is not your aggression or your damage. It's your lateral thinking. It's very one-directional, which means not only are you vulnerable to things like the Yari ultimate, not only is your vision to do damage very limited, you can really only see Orisa right now, but also, if the enemy team's going to win this fight, where are the positions that will clutch them this fight?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
That's okay. This is a tough question. If the enemy team is going to somehow miraculously win this fight, how are they going to do it?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where
that's okay.
It's leading.
Think strategically. This is, again, just a good principle. High risk, high reward positions, angles, flanks. They're going to catch you by surprise. They're going to do something
Oh
unexpected.
yeah, could they go through the building on the like left and like catch us out that way?
Well, let's ask ourselves the question and then let's answer it.
Ah, right.
And that's exactly what he
Yeah.
does. Now, I wouldn't even really describe this as a high risk, high reward angle, but he still has that flank, and we've not done anything to deny them that. And so really, ironically, it's your Moira here who, I don't know why she just walks away from him, but it would have been very important for her to pressure here to keep you guys alive, right? Because if anybody's going to clutch here, it's going to be this guy. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
Turns
yeah.
out you guys all back off. You actually get a chance to use your mobility, which is awesome. Good use of your abilities. And nice shots as well. Yeah, definitely an earned death. AKA, you died nice, long, and slow. But the problem is that we just didn't get the punish early enough. So your space control is, simply put, your biggest problem.
Okay.
It's fine. Sure. Yep. And then now we can just hold this position and we're fine. Good job. Yeah, totally fine to ult yourself.
Sure.
I would only not ult. I would ult my team most of the time, because most of the time, if you think about the range that you want to play, you don't want to get close. But versus an EDRE, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll run her
Right.
over. I don't care. And I had no other teammates going aggressively, so like let's say in this situation right here, I probably would hold my ult, wait till somebody pushes my Sojourn, or hold my ult, maybe ult my Hanzo there if he's getting pushed, or ult my D.Va. But that was fine. Fundamentally,
sure.
not a problem.
Yeah, I find a lot of the time when I ult my teammates, they don't really go in. I don't know if they're like,
That's fine.
yeah. But
So-
yeah, I guess holding on to it to like save a teammate is good as well.
That's fine. I mean, ulting a teammate that doesn't go in, it's still like creating a big noise, and it's a lot of healing. But the other alternative is just ult them when they're already in. You know,
Sure,
so just waiting. So like we'll look at it here as if you had ultimate, and we'll look for an opportunity to actually use it. So like let's say if you ulted your Sojourn here, that would be a good ult.
Right. Okay.
Now, do I need her to zoom in? No. But
Okay.
if she can stand here with a 400 whatever HP shield, I mean, that's going to be really
Okay.
bad for the enemy team to deal with, right? Like that's fine. That's good enough, you know? It doesn't
Yeah, I
have to
see.
knock
Okay.
somebody down for it to be a good ultimate. It don't have to be that inflexible.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because her being there was a big annoyance. Like, that allowed your Hanzo. Like, right now, again, D.Va, she's in. Use it if you had it, you know? Also, food for thought. What happens if your team gets stuck here? What do you do?
My team gets stuck here. Oh, you're
this
saying
choke.
I could like go through the room on the left of my screen and try and like hit them from like a different angle.
Solo flank right here. Solo flank.
Yeah.
Your teammates are going to flame you occasionally when they see this, but this is one of the most notoriously difficult chokes to break if your teammates don't take space. And so if nobody's taking an angle, just do it yourself. Do it
Right,
yourself.
sure.
Somebody has to do it. It's the fundamentals of first-person shooters. You have to take angles. You have to take map control. And it's something that's probably important in other games as well, as I'm sure you know. Even something like chess, right? Board control
Yeah.
and so on. Okay. Is this good? You have mobility here, so you can even be leaning left here. So just kind of like leaning towards here, as you know that the majority of your team is here, and you can do so because you have a turret. A turret, I say. A current and a wave as well. So you lean this way. Why? Make her choose. Make her choose. You can still heal your team from range here, you know? So make her choose.
Yeah.
Something to consider. I saw the idea there. It's fine. But see, this is kind of what concerns me. Do you see the red line here? Like, we'll go blackboard. You see it? Everybody's
Yeah,
in
I
a
see.
straight line, which then means for the Orisa to stall cart, all she kind of has to do is stand here. Or stand here. And she's fine. That's the problem, and we can't have that. In addition, it means that nobody can really get in a good position to shoot this Genji, right? This is why crossfire matters. It's not necessarily flanking all the way behind, but it's standing to the side. If I was coaching you guys like a professional team, I would say I want Wuyang here, I'd like Sojourn maybe over here, like Wuyang, Sojourn here, and then D.Va here. And then that would be the crossfire that we'd get, right? But now this Genji is going so much space, that Orisa is getting so much space, and it really takes an ultimate to bail you guys out. Something to consider.
Yeah, I see.
So I think so far, by far, your biggest problem has not necessarily been your cooldown usage. Most of them have been purposeful, which is good. That's the most important thing to do, is to try to do something with your cooldown, right? Your ult so far has been good. The mechanics have been good. The healing damage balance has been pretty good as well. But the angles have been bad.
I see.
Where's the angle here?
I could go through the tunnel that's like on my right.
Crucially,
yeah,
you don't even need to go through. You could park here or park here.
Yeah, I see.
This is the luxury of Wuyang, right? Is that you can bend behind walls and you have strong range. So you don't have to take unnecessary risks. You can manage just simply being here. Easier to shoot Weaver. Denies him going through here. Poke out the Cassidy without... Do you see how much harder it is from here? So much harder. Your vision is so much more constricted.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, these are really good shots. By the way, ult your D.Va here. You see it? This is close enough to N. This is close enough to being N. Use it.
Yeah, I see.
And now it's too late. So. Makes sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Support ults are remarkably consistent at getting value. Just because they're so flexible. So if your support ult doesn't get a kill, doesn't get a knockdown, it doesn't mean it was a bad support ult. Just use it.
Sure.
Okay, we won't be a dead horse here about or beat the dead horse here with the angle, but let's see here. This is not bad. This is all right. This is kind of what we're looking for. Alternatively, you can go here, but this is fine. I believe you might be able to rushing torrent bounce to here off of payload. I'm not sure, but something to maybe experiment with next time you get a chance to.
Yeah, interesting.
Okay, but this is still a fine angle. We're still off to the side. They have to choose whether here or here or here. It's just okay. It's not bad. Good shots. I would definitely ult my Mei here. Yeah, see, you're thinking about ulting yourself, but this is a mistake because who's more effective in close range, you or Mei? Given their...
Mei, definitely.
Right, Mei. Mei has the beef, you don't. So you ult your Mei here because she's already in, and then you can just simply hold here and do just as much damage. Make sense?
Okay, sure, yeah.
Oh, they've got a countdown now. That must be new. Love to see that. But I will say, thank you for using your ultimate and not saving it. You got to use it, right?
Yes.
You just use it. So even though it was a not the best ult, good shot. Wow. It was good because you used it. So good job. Good job.
Yeah.
Yep, mechanics look good. Okay, nice work. Any questions so far?
No questions from me so far.
All right, let's keep going here. Where's your angle here?
To the left, around the...
You could, but you already have pressure on the left. You see this?
Okay, yeah.
So you could be here, this would be fine, but also the enemy team already has reasons to avoid this. So you being with your quote-unquote tank stacking on quote-unquote main, well, this isn't really a main anymore because you have two resources, including a support on that side. So this is fine. You see the nuance here?
Yeah.
This is why if you've ever watched like high-level Kiriko, like professional level Kiriko, they don't really take flanks in professional play because it's usually the Lucio that's going with the DPS on the side. So main is an angle, and Kiriko likes the distance on main more. So this is fine.
Okay, yeah.
But the second that there's nobody taking an angle or a DPS without any help, like for example, if BAP was here, you would need to be here, if that makes sense.
Right, yeah. That makes sense.
And crucially, you don't always have to memorize the perfect angles or the perfect maps. You just need to experiment, essentially. It's okay to make a mistake here.
Sure. Yeah.
And see, now this is like exactly what I was talking about, where the fight has devolved to the point to where we no longer have angles anymore. You see it? Like now my support, like you and your BAP are stacked, so you pretty darn quickly need to decide on supporting this here, or supporting this here, or supporting this here, but we need to start moving laterally, essentially, if that makes sense. So like this is really good, but then I wouldn't walk into the Rhine's face, but I'm not going to let him get away. You know. That is crazy. I mean, you had your wave, you know. We did talk about that earlier, so, you know, okay. But yeah, at this point in time, you just need to be here. You need to be solo flanking here without even any healing. This is fine, too. You just need an angle. What is your Baptiste doing? He's, I mean, I guess he's the flank now. So this is okay. But then as soon as he pivots to you, I mean, really all you need to be doing is paying attention to your other support. So you're not redundant with what you're doing, you know?
Yeah.
So here, like, you need to immediately migrate here. You're like, oh, but I'm not supporting my Hanzo. Well, it's too late to get there. It's too late. Mm-hmm. So you just need to immediately find the closest angle with a bit of distance and go there now. You want to know why? Because let's just park our camera here and see what happens. You see it?
Yeah.
Easy shots behind the corner here, even with your wall bending skills. And also, I don't want to let him take this position. With wave, with shift, with mini health pack, can you deny a soldier? Of course you can. Easy. Not that bad.
Yeah.
Hit one shot, you're fine. You at least prevent him from getting this for free. And see, this is what makes Soldier so dangerous. It's the fact that he gets the position first. You still have to fight him, but he gets the position. Do you see how much worse this is for you?
Yeah, I see.
Because now you're in the open. You don't have cover. So you hit some shot. I mean, I don't know what he's doing. He swings way too wide. But this is a huge problem. And then ironically, even though he dies, he creates space for your Ryan to push. And crucially, you're going to have to move away. Where should you move right now?
I think right now, I think this position seems fine for me. I mean, I'm
Sure.
behind.
As long as you maintain your distance, right? Yeah, you get a little bit of a crossfire here. Yeah. And this is where you just need to relax with your shots. I can tell when people are getting close to you, you're panicking. Don't. Relax.
Sure.
This is where spam is appropriate, by the way. You see that? Because obviously you're not going to get charged shots, so just keep shooting. Yeah, just relax. Unironically, still winnable. Yep. Probably would have preferred you to ult your diva there. Why?
Back here, yeah, she's closer into the battle. She also has like.
Correct. Alternatively, ult yourself, but ult yourself when they push you.
Okay.
Because I love this position. Does getting closer make you do more damage? No. These shots are easy to hit. They're frozen. So just shoot them from here, and then the soldier's going to walk you, and then you're going to pop ult and just kill them. You see what I'm saying?
Right, okay.
So you're giving up a good angle to walk in the middle of the enemy team because you want to hit them with your thing. But if you don't want to give up your position because your position is good, don't ult yourself.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
And especially now that he's 225, it feels a lot more often that getting up close doesn't feel like something you always want to do. I would just be using the corner here in this hotel. This is not a duel that you want to be taking like that. Just walk into here, grab the health back, take it nice and slow.
Right, yeah.
So again, I want to clarify, I love the fact that you're using your ults. Like, it's by far the most important thing you could do. But there needs to be more ults on your teammates when your position, your angle is already good. It's fine. This is an angle. Why? What do you see?
I mean, my teammates are in like a different place from where I am.
Look at your support split, right? So the soldier has to choose. If he chooses you, you kill him, and then you heal your team, right? So let's see what happens. It's a shame your team doubled back. I should have kept going, but that's okay. This is still fine.
Yeah, I don't think I should have just jumped in.
I think you made the. I actually think you made the right play here. This is Simwall. She's just cutting off your angle completely. You're doing literally nothing, so you have nothing to lose. I would just keep going. I would just flank all the way around behind. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. This is good. You just need to commit. You actually let that Symmetra was 1 HP if you shot her.
Yeah.
That's okay. But yeah, this angle's good. It's the only way you could clutch this fight, right? Like, they had a bunch of ults. You guys are down one. It's a good try. It's a good try.
Sure.
You almost did what the Cassie tried to do on the your attack, if you remember.
Right, yeah.
You almost got him. Use the wave. Good. So, I guess we can talk really briefly about wave, because we haven't really. The reason I haven't talked about it is because I think your waves have been fairly reasonable. But I want to emphasize, I don't like wave for offensive pressure, unless it's a 1v1 with a squishy. I don't think you've done that much. I think you've done a good job of it, but I just want to make sure that that's understood.
No, I definitely always just try and use it for healing and basically nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Use it on a healing amp or use it to win a 1v1, because it's the self-heal, right? Or it's just so bad offensively. I think it's a kind of a frustrating game design. I wish it was more like on his nade, where there's a definite like a choice you have to make, but I think like most of the time you're just gonna save it until you need it. Which is kind of a shame. You see what happens here, right? We gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah.
This is your responsibility, right? You need to go. If she wasn't there, this would still be your responsibility, especially now that you have ultimate, right? Because you can win any 1v1 you want. So now our Mei has to give up the space. Soldier's still a problem. You're too close, and you ult, run it down main. Mei loses the angle. You're gonna struggle to connect with anybody because you're running it down main, and so you're getting surrounded. You see it? This is what we hate
Yeah.
to see. So this is the first-person shooter fundamental that you're failing on right here. It's not the aggression, it's where the aggression has gone to. You pocket your Mei, you walk, the soldier leaves, soldier gets poked out. He runs away if he's smart, he dies if he's not. He runs away, and then what do you do from here with you and your Mei?
I mean, we can just stay up here and just...
You
like,
could stay up here,
perfect.
or if you were to ult your Mei or ult yourself, this would be way easier to get value out of because you're cutting steps. You're taking the shortcut to the back line. You understand?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So even if you don't ult, like you do want to ult yourself, okay, fine, sure, whatever. You want to get close to these guys, all right, I don't have a problem with that. But do it from here instead. And that way, because not only did you clear out this lane, killing the soldier, or clearing him, but now there's no surprises of what's going to kill my team in the back line. I took care of that.
Right.
Now, if soldier was over here, then that's not your problem. He's too far away. You know what I'm saying? So if there's nobody there, well, then you just get to this position faster. So you're either contesting a lane or you're walking on a lane for free. That's how Overwatch works. You either fight on angles or you take the angle for free. That's it. Low ranks, oftentimes it'll be an angle for free because people aren't very good at taking a map control. But now that you're plat, you're probably going to see more of this kind of stuff, which is really, really good from this soldier.
Yeah.
Again, I like the fact that you use your support ult. It caused chaos. They were up 2, and the Life Weaver still panicked. So somehow, in an up 2, you force another ultimate out. So we'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. With where the fight's happening, where's your lane? What do you think?
I want to go like to the left.
But you can't. Why not?
Is there like a soldier there and I don't have my cooldowns? Is that the problem?
You nailed it, right? You're going to have to get up and close to this guy, and you don't have your cooldowns, so you can't do that. So you know what you do? You do what you do right now. This is a bit of a lane. It's a bit of an angle. It's like 10 degrees, but it's something, right? You sit in the corner, you poke, and you wait. You get your cooldowns, you deepen. That's fine. Now, if you're a Brigitte or a Lucio, you could be here. It's fine. Or a Junkrat, no problem. But you're Wuyang. So you fighting, getting your hands dirty, it's just a lot more contextual. Now, the good news is that if you lose this fight here and you end up fighting here, stuff like this angle here or this angle here is disgusting. It's way better for you than it is for other characters. So certain angles, certain sections of the map are going to feel awkward. Certain sections are going to feel great, depending on the character that you're playing.
Yeah, I see.
So if an angle feels tough, that may just be, that just has to, if that's your only option, then maybe you just have to kind of deal with it. Because if you look at things here, if you really wanted to, you could hop to here and take this angle here instead. And this feels great for you, right? So if you don't want to fight left and things back up, then that's fine. But like right now, with the information that you have, even without cooldowns, you should be left here. Why? Because there's nobody here.
Yeah.
And so now you're trying to guess behind a wall instead of, I mean, look how easy this is. Look at this.
Right.
So much easier. Also means you don't get hit by coalescences and shatters and visors. And then when you back up, you don't lose sight lines of tank, right? Because you're not all in a conga line. Great shot. Good use of wave. Good job. That was fine. Earned death. Just the positioning was a problem.
Right.
It's fine. I'm a little concerned with how many people. Now, what information do we have before we rolled out? As soon as I see my Moira, this is going to sound stupid, I literally double track and just go this way. As soon as I see my Moira double stacking there. I see way too many resources thrown this way. I think you going to help your DPS was fine, but then you're like, oh, Moira's there? Okay, I need to go here. I need to go here. Literally stop what you're doing on rollout and just go back. That way you could shoot, you could shoot, you could deepen, you could shoot, you could shoot, you could pocket your Hanzo from here, right? Uh-oh. That's unfortunate for Ryan. Okay, and then here, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I am at an off-angle-ish type thing here. If I went further left, I'd be more and more of an
Agreed. Just a bit of a cover problem, but from an angle perspective, yeah, absolutely. Uh-oh. Now, it's funny. The reason you did this is probably because you felt naked, which is true. So correct the position by disengaging to the lane and pocket your Hanzo here and just stand here.
Yeah.
Just sit right here. Because alternatively, this Ryan's going to look at you, shove his shield in your face, and then you're again not in a good position to go in with your ultimate. You see that? It's a big problem.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I have been trying to be like more sneaky with my ultimates since this game was played.
Right. Well, yeah. The ultimates are partly an understanding of like you're just ulting your teammates to playing your effective range and whatever, but it's also partly due to your lack of angles as well, which meant that to close the distance has felt so incredibly painful consistently. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's watch one more fight here, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay. This is fine. Look at your Ashe, Moira. Hump May, you're kind of leaning towards the right. This is fine. It might mean that you deepen right at some point. But this Ryan's going to get chunked because he's going to get surrounded, right? And so there's pull. But then now we have the problem of this. So it's on you to move away. She's got Cholera. She's got the Plague, Black Death. You get what I'm saying? You generally want to see your support if you can, but you don't want to be near her, if that makes sense.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah.
So now, if you can make this jump here, then that would be great to go up here and help. Alternatively, you just have to solo angle, you know? You just have to do it. Because now we're spamming shield. You see how bad this is? This feels really, really bad, right? Anything thrown your way sucks. So as opposed to here, migrate, 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 play the mini, shoot, shoot, heal, shoot, wave, shoot, shoot, force deep in the flank. And then now, Merry Christmas. You help your Ashe, your flanking backline, you could use your mobility. Good luck happens to good decisions. You gotta assume, like, this is like, oh, well, that would have been lucky, but you create that luck by taking good decisions. Whereas here, we're not in a good position to heal, we're getting surrounded, we're still spamming out a Rhine shield, and we've been surrounded. Your Ashe is the only one who's had space, and coincidentally, she's the only one that gets a pick, I'm telling you. You see that? And so that's what I want you to work on. So if we're talking about fundamentals and talk about understanding, we'll stop there. Lateral thinking. There's some nuance in there. Generally, smaller rooms versus most characters are not optimal, so you prefer to have your wave, shift, or find a different angle. But mostly, split from your support whenever you can. Look for open space, even if it's a solo angle, and that's it.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, that was very, very insightful.
Your attention to damage is really good.
Okay.
It is by far your most important thing because Wuyang's value is mostly burst heal, so you just explode with your wave and your heal resource, and then kind of go back to passive heal. But during those passive heal moments, obviously you're focusing primarily on your damage because what makes Wuyang's damage really good is not necessarily the damage numbers, although those can be good. It's how valuable it is to chunk a Moira to half HP across the map. If you're basically playing a sniper character, is essentially what it is. And so you might not get crazy shield break numbers, but you force so many cooldowns and get so many kills. And you saw that this game, right? Doing things that other supports can't. So, okay.
Yeah.
No questions?
Yep, no questions for me.
All right,
that's already clear. Yeah.